everybody. My name is Dr. Rufaro. Welcome to Nehemiah African Projects. As you can see, I'm a little bit bundled up today. Got some snow in the area that I live here in the U.S. This channel is here to help many African Diaspora in the U.S. Invest in Africa, invest in different African countries. And really just educate and open people's minds to the possibilities that are out there and kind of reveal or help people overcome the misconceptions about the difficulty of investing in Africa. Yes, there is lack of data sometimes, so Nehemiah African Projects certainly steps in to bridge that gap with education and curated opportunities for folks to pursue in their goals for long-term wealth building or maybe just cash flow to support family and friends. So Nehemiah African Projects, that's what we're all about. But today, just wanted to take a moment to talk a little bit about African culture, specifically Ethiopia. I am originally I was born in Zimbabwe, hence my name Rufaro. People call me Dr. Rufaro. Rufaro means happiness in the Shona language in Zimbabwe. But I am the type of person that I love to learn about my culture, and I certainly love to learn about other African country cultures as well. And why Ethiopian culture was on mine was honestly, I love Ethiopian food. I'm on my way to get some Ethiopian food right now. And some of my friends and family know that about me. And so food is a common way that we do learn about different African cultures. And how does this all relate to investing in Africa? Well, culture is a big part of it, because being able to understand the culture and relate to people, even if it's something you're not used to, it's a great way to connect with people, build relationships, and get to just understand one another. Some may say I have very much maybe a Pan-African viewpoint on things, but I've always been one to pursue learning about different cultures. I like to celebrate different cultures, and so I think it's a beautiful thing. So why Ethiopia today? Obviously, one I just mentioned. I was craving Ethiopian food, folks. I'm just going to be honest, because I love Ethiopian food. But it made me also take a moment to consider and think. Ethiopia is considered the cradle of mankind. And that's because historically, a lot of historical and archaeologists, you name it, scientists, they found so many evidence showing and dating back that a lot of mankind, cradle of mankind, a lot of mankind's origins, you can see how far back it dates. Even from a biblical perspective, Ethiopia is mentioned in the Bible. And so there's a lot of history there, and I'm definitely one to appreciate culture and history. One thing that's fascinating that I learned about Ethiopia is that they were one of the few countries that were not colonized by any country. In fact, there was a time when Italy tried to colonize Ethiopia, and then there was I believe it was called the Battle of Adwa. And Ethiopians, they came together and they knew their territory and their land, and they defeated the Italians. So imagine that would have been interesting if most Ethiopians were maybe not only speaking English, but they were speaking, they speak their language. They have various languages, of course, cultural languages, but imagine if they were speaking Italian today, but they are not. They're one of the few countries that were not colonized by any country. And so that's definitely speaks volumes as well to where they are today. I believe the African Union headquarters is in Ethiopia. A lot of people don't even know that. That is on my bucket list one day, to hopefully be able to visit and actually see that. in a lot of the progress they've made. They have a lot of development progress going on, and so that is one country that we definitely, even me myself personally, continuously learning on things to invest in. They have a very sound infrastructure. I believe they built one of the most independent, they engineered one of the most independent hydropower dams that is now powering all of their country's electricity, and even some to neighboring countries. I believe Tanzania is one of them as well. So I'm just always fascinated about what different African countries are doing today, despite, of course, economic challenges or social challenges. We're not saying that there's no challenges, but it's just a country that I definitely appreciate. I appreciate all African countries. I appreciate their culture, their food. One time I did go to an Ethiopian wedding. It was a friend's wedding, and I was just fascinated by the way they dance, and they come together and they like to dance with their shoulders, and I'm like, this is beautiful. So I love to learn about different cultures, and this video is just all about culture. Just take the time to get to learn something new. Maybe it's a friend that you know that comes from a different African country that you don't really know too much about, or haven't heard too much about it. You'll be surprised the next time you have a conversation with that friend and you start to share a little bit of what you know or ask questions. They'll really appreciate that, and it's just something that I always encourage everybody to do. But yeah, Ethiopia is a beautiful country. I have been to Ethiopia just briefly, though. I would love to go and actually spend more time. It was just in Addis Ababa, I think 1 or 2 times. And so since then, they've revamped their airport. From what I hear, they have a very developed city in Addis Ababa that would really impress a lot of people. So yeah, take time. Maybe if you've never considered anything from Ethiopia, just take time to learn a thing or two about the country, where they are today, how they got there, and kind of having that saying of cradle of mankind. It just shows that there's a lot of history, not only in just Ethiopia, but on the African continent. And really, we are all one people. I believe all people originated really from Africa. Many people are aware of Pangea and how that all played out. I'm not going to get into the science of everything, but there's a lot of clear evidence that majority of mankind probably did originate on the African continent. And so, yeah, take time to learn about a country or two. Today I just happened to be talking about Ethiopia. Shout out to my Ethiopian friends. Love you guys. I love your food. And I'm about to go get some injera right now. So thank you. So I look forward to also sharing some opportunities of things that are going on there. And if you're from Ethiopia, hey, drop a comment in this comment section. I would love to know anything you'd like to share. It was just a quick shout out, video focusing on culture, and I hope to do a little bit more of that from the perspective of investing, because if you really want to seriously invest, not only in just one African country, but in multiple, maybe not necessarily the country that you're familiar with or you were originally born in, take time to learn a little bit about the culture. I think it's important so that when you're interacting with people or developers or who it may be, or banks or whatever the case may be, organizations or individual folks who are doing great projects, you can relate and you can understand a little bit of what's on ground, and hopefully in the future even get to visit and see things for yourself. So that's my little tidbit for today. Yeah, I hope you all have a great day. Thank you for watching Nehemiah African Projects. More to come. And take care.